Hello guys, welcome back to another Noire walkthrough. This is going to be case 12 part 4. We are one away to the final case of the the homicide cases. And then we have 3 vice and then 5 arson. I guess I kind of spoiled it there. But as you saw there, we are doing the studio secretary murder. So after the picture about the 46 Packard here, we shall go into the case.
Of course we will look into it. Yes, I'm aware that it's an election year. Keep a hold of your hat, Counselor. Now is not the time to lose your nerve. It would appear that someone has hocked a rose gold wedding ring and matching engagement ring. Sound familiar?
Deirdre Muller.
Press the pawnbroker and see what you can find out. The address is 348 South Main Street. The Muller case goes before the grand jury next week, and the DA does not want any egg on his face. Then get out to the railroad depot on Santa Fe Avenue. We have another poor unfortunate found this morning beside a railroad line. 40-year-old white woman.
Right, Skipper.
Well, you don't see that every day.
I say we fought another body and Deirdre Muller's ring. The Emperor may soon have to come to terms with the fact that he's wearing no clothes.
Exactly. Did you get that book of riddles shoved up your ass? Is that what your old man paid college tuition for?
Alright guys, so let's go through the exit here. And this case is one of the few cases where you can let your partner drive right from the start when you exit out of the central police station. So right now we will have our partner drive to the pawnbroker where we will see the 2 rings.
You've got to admit, this is looking odd.
Anyone could pawn a ring.
But if you take it along with all of the other indicators...
Cole, Hugo Moeller was identified by the school's groundkeeper. He's our guy.
Witnesses have fingered the wrong guy before.
He ran, for God's sakes.
And he always maintained he was set up.
Alright, we are here at the pawnbroker. Alright, so let's go into this pawn shop and talk to the guy who will let us see the 2 rings.
How can I help you boys?
Detectives Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. You have a rose gold wedding and engagement ring?
David Bremner. Am I gonna get something for this pledge? Gave that bum money, now you guys are gonna leave me short.
How much did you give him?
$50?
Try another number.
20?
Try 10. Feel lucky you're getting it.
I have the rings right here.
Alright, so let's take the ring on the left here, and then you tilt it to the right.
What's this mark here?
Maker's mark. Usually traceable. That one came from Hartfield's Jewelry down on Broadway.
Thanks for the tip.
I remember that place. That was in the last traffic case. Yeah. So let's go to the other ring here and tilt it to the right again.
Does this mark mean anything?
Hallmark. Gives you an idea of the quality.
What have you got on the guy who brought these in?
Goes by the name of Percy B. Shelley. Gave an address. 15 Poland Street, London, Tulare County.
Can you give us a description of the man who pawned these rings?
Not sure. Medium height, medium build, dark hair, I think. Sorry. He just had one of those forgettable faces.
We'll be in touch, Mr. Bremner.
Alright, so there we go. And now let's go to the rail yard. Well, we won't drive. Obviously, Galloway will drive for us. Because that makes our lives much easier.
We have a problem.
We could have the local troopers check out the Tulare County address.
The address is bogus. Herb is having fun with us. The guy who's been sending the Dahlia letters is also the guy who pawned these rings.
How do you figure that one?
Percy Bysshe Shelley wrote the poem that came with the Dahlia letter. If the Dahlia letters are genuine, then the man who killed Elizabeth Short may have also killed Deirdre Muller.
And how do we prove that, Phelps? Skipper ain't gonna like this one bit.
We're gonna have to rely on this guy tripping up on his own vanity.
You boys ready? Follow me.
We should keep this development with the rings under our hat until we speak with the captain.
We're all on the same team, Rusty.
Chain of command, Phelps. The skipper will decide who needs to know. Got it?
I get it, Rusty. I just don't like it. Hard, isn't it?
Yeah. I look after all the rail depots.
What have you got?
The Negro, Nelson Gaines, called it in. I came down here to make sure him and the other guy, Jameson, stuck around.
Jameson found the body?
Something like that. Guy makes me sick.
We'll talk to the coroner. Keep an eye on both of them.
Alright guys, so after that long cutscene, we are back, and now we are going to go to the body where we can talk to the coroner.
What have we got here?
White female, approximately 40 years of age, lipstick smudges on the face, but no writing, at least nothing legible. A blunt force trauma to the temple, nose, and eye regions. Ligature marks point to the probable cause of death being strangulation.
Any idea of the time of death?
From her temperature, after midnight would be my guess.
Alright guys, so now let's investigate the body, and let's go with the head and tilt it to the right.
The smell?
Very good. There is the usual evacuation smell, but it appears she's been living rough for quite some time.
Very strong smell of alcohol.
Well, the autopsy will tell, but I would assume that she was inebriated.
Right, and now we go to her right hand, where we will tilt it to the right once again.
Another missing ring.
Certainly seems I've been swabbing a lot of bare fingers recently.
Can you be more exact about the time of death?
No later than 2 a.m. The state the body was in, a 1 or 2 hour window is the best I can do.
Alright guys, so now let's go over to the items on the mat over there. And so first let's investigate the purse. And then let's go to the ticket right here.
We could go over to the lot and see what they know about her.
That's gonna be difficult, Cole. Keystone Studio lot closed back in 41.
Alright, thank you Galloway. And now let's go over to the piece of paper in the purse. See what that's all about.
Someone was trying to get her to come home.
Alright, so now let's put everything back to where it was. Back in the same area. And now let's pick up the matchbook here.
Maybe someone at Mensch's will remember her.
Well, now we have an address for Mensch's bar, which we'll get into that later. Now this is the last piece of evidence.
This is a chit for personal items, not booze. It's an angle worth investigating.
Alright, so now that the evidence investigation closes, let's talk to Ray Pinker.
What are you thinking, Ray?
The city keeps tossing us dead bodies. We're just running to catch up.
Thanks for the statement. So now let's go over to Nelson Gaines and investigate him. Or, no, not really investigate him, I guess.
Detective Phelps and Galloway, homicide. Can you tell me exactly what happened?
We were shutting cars over to the main line when I saw this man here lying on top of this woman. The woman wasn't moving and seemed to be in a bad way.
What time was this?
About 7:30 this morning, sir.
Thanks for your help. Have you given Patrolman Hart your details?
I have.
Thank you. You can go now.
Alright, so now let's go over to the mysterious man who is named Jameson, apparently. And we are going to interrogate him a little bit.
Detective Phelps, LAPD homicide.
John Ferdinand Jameson.
We need you to answer some questions, John.
If you don't mind, I prefer Ferdinand.
Don't push your luck, knucklehead.
What were you doing to the body, Ferdinand?
Are you sure you won't be upset?
Try me, Ferdinand.
I was kissing her. It's not against the law.
Shut up.
There's no law against it.
Take your beating like a man.
Turn out your pockets, Ferdinand.
Alright guys, so now that he's turned out a lipstick from his pocket, which is kind of weird, let's investigate more with this guy.
Is this yours, Ferdinand?
No. I found it near her purse. I thought she could use some lipstick.
Rusty, stop! Don't hit him.
Alright, so our first question is going to be discovery of victim's body.
You found the body?
Yes, I did. I work here. I was coming off shift and headed home.
Now, if you don't feel like he's telling the full story, then it's probably doubt.
Why didn't you report the body, Jameson? Do you know how this is going to look to a jury?
A jury? What gives? I could tell that she was dead. I came through here about midnight last night. She wasn't here then.
Let me belt him again.
Alright, now our last question is going to be interference with evidence.
You went through her purse?
It wasn't like she needed it. I took a look.
Alright, so now he's looking straight at us, so that's truth.
Did you take any money?
Wasn't any to take. I found her lipstick and her matchbook over on the mat. Not much else.
You're under arrest, Jameson. We'll see how this plays out. Until then, you can think a little on how you'd like to be treated if you were found dead.
I'm telling you, it's not illegal. Me and some friends of mine...
Clyde, you get this sack of shit into a cell. I'll deal with him later.
Sure, Rusty.
Well, that was fun. Yeah, that was really fun interrogating that weird guy. Now let's go over to the game well over here to check some messages and whatnot.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need an address on Levine's Liquor. Closest store to the Santa Fe Avenue rail yard, if possible.
Just a moment, Detective. Closest store would be the one at 939 South Hope Street.
Thanks.
Alright, well, I guess we were just checking an address on Levine's Liquor Store. So, now let's have Galloway. Yeah, I bet Galloway's getting tired of this already. But how about we get Galloway over here to, drive us to Mensch's Bar, or however you say it, I don't know. Alright, so let's get out of here.
You read that those goddamn Chinese want to sell the relief food that we're sending them?
Yeah, I read about that.
These people are starving. They can't do that.
Want to sell the food to fund the civil war against the communists.
Really? I guess that's okay then.
Armies can't fight without food. You spend all your money on weapons, but you still have to have the will to fight. Fortunately, the Reds will win in China.
Watch your mouth. You know what you're saying?
The people of this country overthrew a king. You think the Chinese will balk at an emperor if they are starving?
Drink, fellas.
Phelps, Galloway, homicide. We need to ask you some questions concerning Evelyn Summers.
I'm Walter Mensch.
Evelyn Summers? What is it now?
You knew Evelyn?
As well as I wanted to know Evelyn. She's a pain in the ass, always coming in here, cadging drinks, never had any money. She was in just a couple of nights ago.
Did she ever tell you where she was staying?
I don't know. I think she was living rough. She had that kind of stunk about her.
Who did she drink with?
A bunch of these guys. Ask around.
Alright, so now there's only one guy, so let's go interrogate him.
What's your name?
Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Mind if I ask you some questions, Mr. McCaffrey?
I'm just a starving writer, detective. What do you want to ask about?
Evelyn Summers, and why she was found beaten and strangled in the rail depot on Santa Fe.
Okay. I see your point.
How well did you know her?
I can't say that I knew her. It was more like I was aware of her.
Alright then. First question is going to be last contact with victim.
Did you see Evelyn last night?
No. I was at home. Writing.
Now, kind of like Jameson, he didn't feel like telling the whole story, so doubt.
Do you want to get dragged into this, McCaffrey? Do you want us to get interested in you?
She hung out with this powder puff, James Tiernan. They haunted the public library together.
How well do you know James Tiernan?
I know he works some kind of plebeian job at Rawlings Bowling Alley.
Rawlings. I know that place. Corner of 9th and Grand. A lot of cops bowl there on Tuesday nights.
Alright, now our last question for this interrogation is criminal history.
Do you have a criminal record, Mr. McCaffrey?
Nothing serious. I've had a few skirmishes.
Now, it felt like he didn't tell the whole story once again, so doubt.
Do you want to save me some time, or do you want me to look up your file?
Industrial disputes, strikes, workers' rights, that kind of thing.
A regular fifth columnist. Nice to meet you, comrade.
Thank you for the information, Mr. McCaffrey.
Alright guys, so before we get out here, we might as well just pause it right here because it's been about 17 minutes. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye bye.